was nicely done. And at a critical point, that ball just missed out of bounds. And it is 17-15. Louisville won the opening set 25-21. All Creighton in the second 25-14. Right down to the wire. An ace by Anna DeBeer. 25-23 was the difference in the third. And here we are at 17-15. Exactly the kind of match we expected. And here's an ace.
And that's the ball. You know that they are coming for you on that serve receive opportunity.
Nothing DeBeer could do. This
is just she could have passed the ball.
Well, but it was perfect. The serve was perfect. The serve was just better. That was just absolutely beautifully done. Blocked there and out of bounds, and just like that, we're tied at 17.
Here comes Creighton. And Creighton throughout this entire match, throughout this entire set, they've been down, but they've kept their composure and they've controlled the chaos.
Trailed early, 8-4. Quick timeout. DeBeer, perfect pass. And off the hand of Iko Jones. Yeah, there was a touch on Jones, number 15, as that ball was headed out of bounds. And just like that, Creighton takes the lead and forces a timeout by Louisville. Can Creighton, speaking of force their way into a fifth set here in Pittsburgh? Right to DeBeer, as you called it, and a perfect pass in combination. Blocked there for the moment for Creighton. Looper, what a stabbing dig that time by Waite. Sis hit that ball as hard as she could off the top of the block. Net violation. A net violation is going to be called against Louisville, and now it's a 19-17 advantage. And another couple of magnificent athletic sets by Kendra Waite.
And don't get me wrong, Creighton is just taking care of the ball, but right now, Louisville is just doing too much.
Nearly an ace serve, and it is an ace. What a tough serve coming off the bat of Ava Martin. Louisville does have a timeout remaining, and Danny Busboom-Kelly is going to use it right now. A 6-0 run by the Creighton Blue Jays.
And this is the frustrating part about being a coach, is because you can't get out on that court. You can only lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And right now, the pressure is all on the side of Louisville.
I hadn't heard that one before. The NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Regional Semifinals continue today on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For more information on all 90 NCAA championships, visit NCAA.com. Back with Louisville grad and All-American Jen Hoffman. I'm Paul Sunderland here at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. And just as we said, and when we set up this section of the bracket, we said, is this the most balanced? It wouldn't be a shock if any of these four teams came out of this section and went on to play in Tampa, the site of the championship. And speaking of that, for the first time ever, the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship will be on ABC, a historic event.
And right now, what I'm seeing in Creighton's huddle, as we're so close to him, they're likely going to overload that left pin, keeping it a little bit isolated and a single block on that right pin. But right now, they're doing damage on the serve line, really tagging Anna DeBeer. She needs to step in for Louisville and take this pass.
Remember, Creighton champions of the Big East, and also on a 17-match winning streak during that time, 51-1 in terms of sets won and lost. Kentucky, the only team with a longer winning streak. They play Arkansas, also out of the SEC, later on today in Lincoln, Nebraska. Kentucky comes in like Creighton. I mean, Kentucky is really super hot. They can do some damage in Lincoln as well. Scott tried to step in front of DeBeer, and that ball huge. What a clutch kill by Iko Jones.
Even against the double block, looking to overload that pass, but it was definitely predictable that that ball was going to be easy to Iko Jones. That's a good job by Louisville to terminate.
20-18. Jones now 7 of 21. Looper and DeBeer leading the way. Now on Creighton to get back to side out. Pretty good pass. Going to find Sis. Scott dug the ball very tight and cannot be dug. Ava Martin was there, but Cressy using all that 6'6" length to go over the top. Pretty good delivery by Ellie Glock.
And good adjustment by Elena Scott to take that hard angle, because you know that Nora Sis can terminate.
It was heat. It was heat. That's why Elena Scott is going to be an All-American, a first teamer, and the Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC. A chance again, one-on-one. Looper, no. Good job by the middle blocker for Creighton to get there. Missed an opportunity. Back to Jones, over the top of the block and down. Tied at 20. Timeout called by Creighton. So Aiko Jones.
And these are what you call missed opportunities for Creighton coming out of that timeout. They had all of the momentum, but they just need to play their ball. And they started to mishandle and not take care of the ball in those opportunities.
Credit to Louisville coming out of that timeout. A 3-0 run. Aiko Jones, a couple of big kills there. Louisville 26-4 on the year, 15-3, good for second in the ACC. Pittsburgh coming up later, tied Florida State for the top spot in the ACC. Creighton, winner of the Big East for the 10th year in a row. 29-4 on the year, 16-2 in conference.
I think right now in Louisville's huddle, they're saying you've got to communicate. There's been a couple of collisions between Anna DeBeer and Elena Scott. Obviously, you want Elena Scott passing that serve receive ball, but Anna DeBeer is very much capable. She needs to communicate that she's going to get this ball, and then Ellie Glock will distribute.
First things first, a good pass is needed for Creighton coming out of the timeout. Kendra Waite will take care of the rest.
Kendra Waite has options in that front row. Her first option is definitely Nora Sis. She's gone off with 21 kills, leading all attackers.
But on the good pass, maybe to Kiana Schmidt, who's 9 of 21. Creighton, both teams are out of timeouts, tied at 20.
Right now you have Kiera Reinhardt in the front row. You have Ellie Bickelmeyer for Creighton. So I'm looking at this ball to definitely go to that left hand.
Nora Sis. We'll see on the perfect pass. Wade is very creative.
She wants all the smoke.
Going middle.
Hey.
A backhand flipper and a beautiful delivery by Kendra Waite under a lot of pressure. That was beautifully done to get that kill.
Absolutely love her finesse. That's just the feel of the game, because Kara Cressy was going way outside to Nora Sis. That's just the feel of the game by Kendra Waite.
Kill by Reinhardt. Back to serve. Creighton on top by 1. Oh, another ace into the seam. What a perfect serve. We've seen a couple of absolute darts dialed up by Creighton.
Just perfect placement. You see both Anna DeBeer and Charity Looper. Somebody's got to want to pass that ball. You're in the middle of December. You're in the regional semifinals. You got to want to pass that ball.
Another tough serve, nicely done by Looper. Oh, and a better block. Huge dive into the cross court by Schmidt. Creighton 2 points away from forcing a 5th set.
Kiera Reinhardt did not move. She kept her hands up, elevated in front of her. Textbook blocking by Reinhardt for Creighton.
Oh, nice little high tap down. Good delivery, one-handed. What Kendra Waite can do, also Ellie Glock can do. Nice delivery to Kara Cressy. 23-21, and here comes the double sub once again. Petrenko coming on along with Reese Robbins, and may well have been the difference in the third set, 125-23 by Louisville for this 2-1 advantage.
Louisville's blockers have to know it's still 3 attackers in the front row, but Schmidt is going to go behind that slide.
Tough serve, chance for Louisville. Almost a free ball. Right side, one-on-one. And Reese Robbins again. How big has she been towards the end of the season and into the tournament? Number 25, the freshman out of Texas.
I call these the super subs because it's unexpected, but she gets the job done. And this is what I was talking about with Anna DeBeer. You outplay, you outprep, and you out-team. And right now, Robbins is coming in.
Good pass, right side again on the slide and put to the floor. Beautiful swing on the slide on the right side by Kiana Schmidt. Man, that takes some guts to set that ball 7 or 8 feet off the net. Set point number 1 for Creighton. This is Sky McCune. First ever meeting between these two fine programs in the NCAA tournament. Robbins again, this time out of the middle.
I love the confidence that Petrenko has in Robbins coming off of the bench. Maybe it's the tag team sub in. We make it look good for Louisville.
Set point number 2. Sis on the left side, Kendra Waite up front. Also available, Kiana Schmidt. Murray out of the back row, Martin out of the back row, excuse me. Ace serve! 2 set points saved. And Aiden Bartlett, who had a big ace earlier in the tournament, dials up another.
Aiden Bartlett in the first and second round had a clutch ace against Western Michigan.
Perfect pass. And what a tip. Really good offense. Creighton's been doing it all season long, but to do it under this kind of pressure, Kiana Schmidt was good on the slide, and here, perfect location. Set point number 3 for Nora Sis and the Creighton Blue Jays.
Kiana Schmidt, 11 kills, just executing behind the setter.
Coming to DeBeer. And she's roofed. Creighton and Kendra Waite have forced a 5th set against Louisville.
Starting front row.
Well, Kirsten Bernthal Booth is really a believer in matchups. Got the matchups that she wanted against Minnesota that propelled them over the Golden Gophers to this regional semifinal, and is a coach that really pays attention to who's hitting against who's serving and receiving against who. Martin with the opening swing, got it just inside the end line.
Ava Martin, been a little bit quiet. We haven't talked about her much, but that's her 11th kill on the match. But she's just been so solid from that serve-receive opportunity. She's getting the ball up. She's making a difference here.
Sydney Breisinger, the libero, with 13 digs on the afternoon. Make it 14, but that's going to be nullified with a net violation immediately on Kendra Waite. Speaking of Waite, not only doing everything, but also with 15 digs out of the right back, matching her number currently. Martin in the left front with Kiara Reinhardt and Nora Sis available in the back row. On cue, Sis once again with another kill, make it 22 on 62 swings. It's nothing unusual for her to take a lot of swings. She was 27 of 74 against Duke.
And honestly, Creighton went away from the back row attack with Sis in the 3rd set. We're seeing it implemented right now here in the 5th.
Well, I would think DeBeer and Sis will get a lot of action to start this 5th set. Breisinger trying to track that down, almost took out the drum set. That was very, very fortunate that everybody is walking away from that chase. Breisinger laughing that one off.
And honestly, we're playing in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, so at a certain point, the floor ends and you come on to a track. Right
there, Kendra Waite was going with her, ended up on the track, and just luckily nobody hurt. The Louisville band is over there, and I don't know if Breisinger is into the bass or cymbals or what it is, but she came awfully close. Petrenko on to serve, tied at 2, just underway here in the 5th. Crowd continues to fill in. This building sold out in 10 minutes for this regional semifinal and final. And that ball just out of bounds. That's a break to get past Petrenko at the service line. Sis leading the way, 22 kills. Martin with 11. Schmidt with 11. Reinhardt with 5. Looper with 20. And Anna DeBeer with 16. The team hitting percentages exactly the same, 270. Out of the back row, Martin, what a dig. Beautiful dig by Scott. Again, right side to Bickelmeyer. She's had a slow afternoon. Free ball coming. Oh, stuffed straight down. By who? Reese Robbins.
Super sub, Paul. Super sub
She
here.
has really been producing.
But you talk about the dig. Reese Robbins, you see her tag and identify. There's no way. Penetrate over, textbook block there.
1-on-1, a huge block. Tied at 3. Aiden Bartlett on to serve. She's been very good and is good again. Sis looking high hands and missed it out of bounds. A rare hitting error. That's her 8th hitting error. Hitting error volleyball nomenclature. You either hit a ball out of bounds or you're stuffed straight down onto your side of the floor. I wish we could come up with something else. Because you got to give the block some credit.
Nor assist on that left pin. After that big block by Reese Robbins, you could say there was a presence there and she sailed that ball out.
Sis again over the top. Robbins right side coming to DeBeer. And Brysinger can't track it down.
Defense here in the 5th set is what is going to matter. Both of these teams going all out.
Timeout is called by Creighton. Just a little bit of momentum. A little bit of separation between Louisville, the number 2 seed, and Creighton, the number 3 seed, here in the 5th set. Well, we've got a timeout Sunday afternoon on ESPN. It's the Invesco QQQ Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase doubleheader. Is at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut. Number 1 South Carolina squares off against Utah 2:30 Eastern. Then we'll have the 23rd annual WNBA draft. That'll be at ESPN headquarters in Bristol. And then back to the Mohegan Sun Arena. Number 17 UConn and number 24 North Carolina. Back at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, I'm Paul Sunderland, along with 2-time All-American at Louisville, Jen Hoffman. Talked about the ACC and the Big East. Let's take a look at the number of teams remaining. All but one Pac-12 team. The Big Ten with 4 remaining. Penn State in there as well. The ACC with 3 of their original 5. The SEC with 3 of their original 8. The Big 12 got 7 teams in the tournament. Only one of those, that is Texas, made it to the regional semifinal round. Nebraska is currently playing Georgia Tech on ESPNU. Washington State just into the building, and a quick reminder, Washington State and the top seed Pitt Panthers will square off here about half an hour after the final point goes down. 5-3 advantage. Jen, take us over first. Now take us to Louisville. What got them this lead, and did you also sense that, I think Reese Robbins has had her hands all over this match in a couple of important sets?
Absolutely. When she comes in, Reese Robbins changes the game because it puts a physical presence on that right pin, not necessarily an attacker. So what I think Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly is thinking on the side of Louisville is defense first right here. First line of defense is block.
Well, we're going to have a challenge coming out of the Creighton timeout. Looking at the official for the signal, they were challenging whether or not there was a touch or a net violation. We'll sort that out. It's 5-3. Louisville leading. And Louisville on a 3-0 run to take this advantage. Looking for a net violation on Louisville during the course of that rally. And a lot of people watch the Olympics, and during the Olympics, the only thing that can be challenged is the final action, unless you stop play and there's a buzzer that the coaches have. But in college volleyball, you can look at the whole play. You can look from the serve all the way till the very, very end. And if anything is untoward, then it's called and the challenge is upheld. Well, we've got a moment. It's been a long match and an awfully good one to start this year's tournament. Louisville won the opening set, hit 400. They win at 25-21. Creighton came storming back. They won the second set easily. That ball stays with Louisville, 25-14. Very tight third set, 25-23.
They were looking at here whether Anna DeBeer touched the net on this block.
No, that was a good job diving into the cross court against Bickelmeyer. And then Creighton came back and won another deuce set, 26-24.
Now, if you remember, Creighton in the 4th set, they were down by 4 and they called a timeout and they came and fought back. See what they do here.
That ball off the block and out of bounds. The Louisville fans again behind us want a double contact on Kendra Wade. And I like the no call. Let him play. You know, you see a quarterback throw a duck out there. You know, it's not a beauty contest.
they're challenging whether that ball was in or out in that last play.
It was close. It was close. The Creighton player was right there along the sideline. We'll get a good look at this. Another critical call. Remember the challenge on the attack by Reese Robbins in the 4th set. The original call was out of bounds. Yeah, that ball's out.
Get another look here. Better look. That ball's clearly out.
Yeah, that ball's out. Just like
a little bit of chaos starting coming out of this timeout.
Well, the challenge is it's been so good for the game. You got to get the calls right. And the officials, you know, they do such a good job, and players make mistakes, officials make mistakes. Now we have a backstop in the challenge system. There are the challenge rules, and there are many areas that can be challenged. It's a big call. Ball was called out of bounds, and that's the score that is currently reflected at 5-4. So Creighton. Wow. I'm sorry. I disagree. I respectfully did. That ball was out.
Wow.
That is a huge. That is a huge call. I disagree with that interpretation.
And this could be a very big difference maker. How is Creighton going to come out? Because I would be upset. I would be mad.
It's 6-3 in a 5th set to 15.
But that means nothing to a team like Creighton because they know what to do when their backs are against the wall, and especially when now they have the refs playing against them.
Well, I don't think that's the case. That ball missed out of bounds, but the biggest difference, instead of it being 5-4, it's 6-3. That's huge, and now that ball sprayed out of bounds. And Creighton reeling a little bit. They need to side out, and Hayden Bartlett has done a really good job at the service line with pressure. Through the seam and down. Bickelmeyer coming through the transfer from Rice, originally from Mission Hills, Kansas.
And I'd say that's the first gutsy set by Kendra Wade to Bickelmeyer. She has 12 attempts, and that's only her 2nd kill of the match. She's still hitting in a negative, so.
Here is Reinhardt, who did a really good job from the service line at the end of the 4th. And doing it again here. Free ball coming. Oh, look at that. Really good shot by Scott. Sis missed it out of bounds. That is a huge moment in this 5th set in both directions. What a shot by Elena Scott as both teams will change sides. Change sides at 8. Play is to be continuous here in the 5th set. Both teams have played 4 5-set matches. They're 2-2 respectively. But now Louisville with the 8-4 advantage. Charity Looper having a big afternoon with 20 kills, hitting over 340. Anna DeBeer been targeted. Boy, she has had a busy afternoon. It used to be that teams played back-to-back, but now there's a day off from the regional semis to the finals. A really good idea. Here's CeCe Rush on to serve.
This is the rotation. Creighton still has 3 attackers in the front row. Like I said, Bickelmeyer in that last attempt. But you've got Schmidt.
Tough serve. Ace serve. CeCe Rush with the ace.
Ice in her veins. Louisville fans, that's her dad. Getting excited.
You know, is this a team sport or what? We know who the stars are, Charity Looper, Anna DeBeer, but the role of Reese Robbins, Brigitte Petrenko, and a player like Aiden Bartlett, and also CeCe Rush.
Just, that ball almost stops in midair. This is the definition of a serving substitution. CeCe Rush getting it done for Louisville.
A 6-1 run now for Louisville as they've carved out a big lead. I won't say it's comfortable because Creighton is going nowhere, but the service pressure, and when we talked to Coach Danny Busboom Kelly yesterday, she said, we've got to get back to our serving game. We've not been that sharp, and I would agree. I would say they haven't been that sharp either, but in the big moments, they have dialed up some real pressure from the line.
And you've got Aiden Bartlett coming off of the bench being that service substitution, and now you have CeCe Rush, both for Louisville, being and playing their roles perfectly. Again, when we talk with Anna DeBeer, she says outwork, out prep, out team. And right now that's what's going for Louisville.
In the 5th set here in Pittsburgh, still to come. #1 seed Pitt Panthers against Washington State. And that should be just like this one. Should be just that close, just that. Of course, it's going to be intense. Regional semifinal. National championships coming up next weekend from Tampa, Florida, and on ABC for the first time for the championship.
Now, Paul, although Louisville has the momentum right now, what you don't want to see is a team like Louisville play with emotions because they're all about business. Creighton is going to take care of the ball. They're going to get this pass, and you're going to look for Schmidt to go behind that setter because Kendra Waite, she knows how to take care of business.
First things first, perfect pass. Goes behind, and it's blocked.
And they finally figured it out.
Kong with DeBeer. I think DeBeer got a piece of that on the left side. And now a 10-4 advantage in the 5th set.
This has been an opportunity that has worked all match for Creighton. Louisville finally figured it out at the right time.
Sis, gotta have it high flat, good block deflection. Petrenko
Yikes.
with a beautiful set outside to DeBeer, and Louisville is running away.
Petrenko with tempo, out to Anna DeBeer. Anna DeBeer says, stop playing with my food, let's get it done.
Louisville 4 points away from keeping their hopes alive and getting to another regional final. DeBeer with a tap down. Regional final 3 times in their program's history, each of the last 2 years. CC Rush back on. 3 points away. They figured out the slide, and Ava Martin out of the back row. Number 8 in blue, able to slow things down. This would take a huge move by Creighton to get back in this 5th set. Rush did a good job. Petrenko has done a really good job, and Reese Robbins still on the right side.
There's definite blood in the water for Louisville, and right now they're looking to capitalize.
Good pass. DeBeer going off speed, Sis all over it. And out of the back row again, and the ball goes down. Creighton's not going anywhere.
Absolutely not.
Louisville's going to have to beat them. Really, really a tough team. I agree.
Tough team, tough matchup, and even though you have Ava Martin in the back row, Nora Sis got that ball up, Kendra Waite still has options.
McCune again. DeBeer is blocked by Waite. Remember in that matchup that got us to a 5th set, that was Kendra Waite with the block against DeBeer. One more, and it's a timeout for sure. 12-7. 3-0 run for Creighton. Tough serve. Pretty well handled. Look at that. Reese Robbins again. Coming off a career high 8 of 13 against Western Michigan. This is a freshman just producing in a huge pressure moment.
4 of 6, hitting at a 500. Nope, make that 5 of 7, 571.
Difference maker.
Super sub.
Yeah, as have been the defensive specialists, Bartlett and Rush. Ellie Glock back on, 13-7. Right side on the slide, perfect execution. That is just absolute butter.
They're not going away. Kiera Schmidt, I mean, textbook slide behind the setter, good tempo. They still got a mountain to climb, but it's not over.
Louisville needs 2 side outs. Out of the back row, and Sis just missed it. Match point for Louisville. That was a really good swing, just a shade long.
You're going to get a challenge for sure.
And should.
Got to do it.
Was very, very close. Well, remember the ball over here that sort of changed the whole tenor of this 5th set. I thought the ball was out of bounds.
It was out of bounds.
It was called in. It was called in, and that went from 5-4 to 6-3, and then Louisville has never looked back.
Never looked back. But we're looking here as whether that ball was in or out. Oh, clearly out. Clearly out.
Yes, I agree.
But again, we get all the challenges we want.
Yeah, that ball's out. But
I appreciate that Nora Sis took that swing.
Oh, yeah.
Hardcore. Love her play. 22 kills on the match for Creighton.
Well, what happens, we're being told now they're also looking for a touch. And what they've done is combine 3 challenge factors. On the same play, you can look at ball in or out. Jen and I agree that that ball was clearly out. You can look at a net violation, and you can also look at a touch off the block. All 3 of those can be combined in one challenge. So now they're looking to see if the Grand Kong touched this attack out of the back row by Sis. And I didn't see anything earlier, and I don't see anything now.
But what an advantage to bundle those opportunities.
Yeah, it was a change they made a few years ago. Smart.
To be able to look at the totality of the play.
Well, right, because if you challenged in or out, but yet you see a touch, or you challenge in or out and see a net, you still have to utilize that image, that decision, or that capability to make the right call.
It's not always black and white.
Yeah, yeah. As we thought, call stands, and it is the first match point for the Louisville Cardinals. What a really good match, really good indeed. 25-23 in the third to Louisville, 26-24 to Creighton in the fourth, but it's been all Louisville here in the fifth. Louisville hitting .417, Creighton hitting negative in the fifth set. Match point appropriate that it's All-American and Player of the Year Anna DeBeer. Down for Kong and up for Louisville.
Charity Looper coming in hot for Louisville, but it is Anna DeBeer who seals the deal, doing it on the defensive end. She's got 13 digs on the match, but check out Elena Scott here, 27.